Hey everybody, welcome back to Jimmy's First Gen Mini Rescue. I'm Jimmy, and I'm not going to be rescuing a Mini. Some of you might be saying, where you been? Hadn't seen a video. I'll explain all that in a little bit. Let me get today's video, or today's fortune. It says, every artist was first an amateur. So, you know, you're not going to be perfect first time around. It takes practice, repetitive, and you'll get it. So stick with it. Don't worry about being an amateur. I'm an amateur right now because I'm tired. Where have I been? Well, this might give you a hint. We had to run down to Louisiana. We had to go to a funeral down there. It's like a homegoing service is what, you know, normally is called. Sharon's aunt passed away, so we drove. We didn't drive a Mini, we drove the Subaru, which brings me to what I'm going to do today. We got back late, so we parked the car, took our bags out, blah, blah, blah. What I like to do on the end of a trip is to just go through, check all of the fluids in the car, whatever car we drove, top off. If like Subaru, they burn a little oil. So go ahead on and top off that oil. I changed it before I came back. Before we left, I had already, you know, scheduled the change of the oil. So I changed it. You don't need to see that video because everybody's changed oil. You know, you've seen them. But what I'm going to check is just the, you know, the coolant levels, the oil. I'll put some more windshield washer fluid because we used some. And yeah, so let me go get that straightened out. Okay, really, it's real simple. All I'm gonna do is check the oil here. I'm gonna look at the coolant level here. I can see the brakes. The reservoirs on these cars, the modern cars anyway, they're pretty opaque, so you can see the level, but also you can see how dirty this is. So this car is probably due for a brake fluid exchange. So I want to put that in my future, I don't know what you want to call it, but on my whiteboard in there, I'll put down that the Subaru needs a brake fluid exchange. Like I said, check the coolant, the battery's fine, and I'll probably just go ahead and top off the windshield washer fluid. Let's see where we're at. Okay, maybe you might see it, but it's not quite a half a quart low. So I'm going to top it off because it's not time for an oil change. The oil kind of looks good, but it's not time. So let's put that to the side. I can do this without a funnel. That's definitely not enough. Slow and steady, and then wipe up any little bit of spill that I made. Let's just check it. I know it's going to take a second. We'll let that settle in for a little bit. While it's waiting, put this back on for a sec. And we'll fill up the water. Put the old blue water here. That makes that good. Probably in the next, within the next 2 days, maybe the weekend, I will make sure all the tire pressures are still up to snuff as well. But okay, see? I don't know if you can see it, but it's just below the little circle there. And that's fine for this car. So, wipe up our mess here. Tighten down that there. Put this back. The coolant cool is at the low, above the low mark, but below the high mark. So it's within the range. So coolant wise, it's fine. You don't have to take off the radiator cap. However, I like to take it off every now and then just to look inside, stick my finger in there, make sure everything is cool. It's all good. Wipe down my mess. And so that's just the after road trip inspection for a long road trip. I don't do this for every road trip, but for Louisiana, we drove a total of 2,500 miles. So it's just about 1,000 miles down, and then with the running around we did, and back and forth, and you know, different things, seeing family and whatnot, you got your other miles, and that's about 1,000 miles back. So a quick 2,500 mile trip. It took about 16 hours. Coming back, we drove non-stop. The flights we were gonna fly, but the flights were they had us leaving here, Virginia, going to New York, sitting for 5 hours or 6 hours in the airport in New York. Then it got back on a plane, flew to North Carolina. You waited 4 hours in North Carolina, and then you leave there and you go to Louisiana, to New Orleans. That was the same amount of time that it took to drive. So we didn't have to worry about renting a car. We had our own vehicle. We were happy with it. We got our music. We talked. We did a little videoing of the riding some of the back roads, and it just we made a little pleasure out of it. And then we did the same coming back. We stopped at a Buc-ee's. I don't know if you don't know Buc-ee's, you might want to look it up. But it's the one Buc-ee's we went to in Auburn, Alabama. They have 260 gas pumps. And not only that, when we drive the van, some gas stations, you only have a couple of diesel pumps for automotive diesel. But each pump at the Buc-ee's had diesel as well. Not all of them had the DEF, but I don't buy bulk DEF anyway. I buy it, from the auto parts store. But yeah, so every pump has a diesel pump, because sometimes it gets frustrating when there's only one diesel pump and all the rest are gas pumps, and then you got somebody with a gas car blocking the diesel pump when all of the rest of them were empty, and that gets frustrating, because then they're looking at you like, why don't you go over there? And I'm like, I can't. I'm diesel. This is the only diesel pump. You're gas. You could have went over there. Anyway, that's my soapbox. I'm off of it now. So, moral of the story, if you got a gas car and there's only one diesel pump, go to a gas pump, not the diesel side. Let somebody else that has diesel have that spot, Anyway, so 260 gas pumps, and all of them had a diesel dispensary at the thing. So that was nice. In Auburn, Alabama. There was also, we came back a long way. We went through like I-10 towards Pensacola, Florida. There's a Buc-ee's in Alabama on the other side of Mobile, on the Florida side of Mobile, Alabama. So we stopped there on the way back, coming back. And then we did some shortcut not shortcut, but some back road action instead of the interstate. We didn't do interstate all the way. And sometimes that's fun too. You get to see small towns and small places, and you know, it's a leisurely drive if you're not, you know, something else to see other than interstate and roadside exits, you know. Anyway, so that's it. Wearing my LSU Tiger shirt. It's Mardi Gras season down there. So everybody down there, I wish you guys have a great Mardi Gras season. We're not going to be able to go back. Oh, the bees are flying. I got a bee flying around my, just landed on my tripod here. So it's a little cold. It's about 52 degrees here, but the bees are flying. There's nothing for them to forage. I'll look on the hive and see if they are getting pollen from somewhere. There she is. But anyway, so that's it. I'll take care of bee stuff tomorrow and the next couple of days. So I want to thank you all for putting up with my absence. It gets down to freezing at night, 25, 27 degrees. And then in the daytime, it takes a long time to heat up to 54. Today's high, I think, is 54. I'm a little cold, but I want everybody to see my LSU shirt. But I'm a little chilly right now. But anyway, I'm gonna finish cleaning out the inside of the car so that get all of our road snacks cleaned up and anything that we need to throw away, French fries that fell under the seat, whatever. But y'all don't need to see that. But thank y'all for staying and in anticipation for some mini repairs. Hopefully I'll get on those soon, and we'll get that out of the way and maybe be able to get this car in the paint if everything works right with the transmission. All right, that's it for now. Till next time, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and stay tuned for some actual mini work coming up. Bye. Oh, have fun with your minis and do your maintenance or your after road trip maintenance too. All right, bye y'all.